The tactic of salvation. The tactics of salvations. A tactic of salvation. The strategy of salvation. The strategies of salvations. A strategy of salvation. The covert tactic of salvation. The covert tactics of salvations. A covert tactic of salvation. The covert strategy of salvation. The covert strategies of salvations. A covert strategy of salvation. The overt tactic of salvation. The overt tactics of salvations. A overt tactic of salvation. The overt strategy of salvation. The overt strategies of salvations. A overt strategy of salvation. The indirect tactic of salvation. The indirect tactics of salvations. A indirect tactic of salvation. The indirect strategy of salvation. The indirect strategies of salvations. A indirect strategy of salvation. The direct tactic of salvation. The direct tactics of salvations. A direct tactic of salvation. The direct strategy of salvation. The direct strategies of salvations. A direct strategy of salvation. The soft tactic of salvation. The soft tactics of salvations. A soft tactic of salvation. The firm tactic of salvation. The firm tactics of salvations. A firm tactic of salvation. The hard tactic of salvation. The hard tactics of salvations. A hard tactic of salvation. The soft strategy of salvation. The soft strategies of salvations. A soft strategy of salvation. The firm strategy of salvation. The firm strategies of salvations. A firm strategy of salvation. The hard strategy of salvation. The hard strategies of salvations. A hard strategy of salvation. The beginning tactic of salvation. The beginning tactics of salvations. A beginning tactic of salvation. The middling tactic of salvation. The middling tactics of salvations. A middling tactic of salvation. The ending tactic of salvation. The ending tactics of salvations. A ending tactic of salvation. The beginning strategy of salvation. The beginning strategies of salvations. A beginning strategy of salvation. The middling strategy of salvation. The middling strategies of salvations. A middling strategy of salvation. The ending strategy of salvation. The ending strategies of salvations. A ending strategy of salvation. The private tactic of salvation. The private tactics of salvations. A private tactic of salvation. The public tactic of salvation. The public tactics of salvations. A public tactic of salvation. The private strategy of salvation. The private strategies of salvations. A private strategy of salvation. The public strategy of salvation. The public strategies of salvations. A public strategy of salvation. The silent tactic of salvation. The silent tactics of salvations. A silent tactic of salvation. The written tactic of salvation. The written tactics of salvations. A written tactic of salvation. The audio tactic of salvation. The audio tactics of salvations. A audio tactic of salvation. The photo tactic of salvation. The photo tactics of salvations. A photo tactic of salvation. The video tactic of salvation. The video tactics of salvations. A video tactic of salvation. The silent strategy of salvation. The silent strategies of salvations. A silent strategy of salvation. The written strategy of salvation. The written strategies of salvations. A written strategy of salvation. The audio strategy of salvation. The audio strategies of salvations. A audio strategy of salvation. The photo tactic of salvation. The photo tactics of salvations. A photo tactic of salvation. The video strategy of salvation. The video strategies of salvations. A video strategy of salvation. The past tactic of salvation. The past tactics of salvations. A past tactic of salvation. The present tactic of salvation. The present tactics of salvations. A present tactic of salvation. The future tactic of salvation. The future tactics of salvations. A future tactic of salvation. The past strategy of salvation. The past strategies of salvations. A past strategy of salvation. The present strategy of salvation. The present strategies of salvations. A present strategy of salvation. The future strategy of salvation. The future strategies of salvations. A future strategy of salvation.